So today I've come backstage here at the SSE Arena here in Belfast because Cirque Du Soleil are in town with their brand new show OVO, and this runs right through until Sunday. So I'm going to go and see what's happening, meet some of the cast members. So if you want to see something really spectacular this week, get yourself along and see OVO. Just tell us a little bit about the background to the show and what people can expect when they come to see this.
Yes, so OVO it's a show about it's happening in the insect world, and why a show about the insect world? Like, we have a lot of that question. So when the creative team started working on this show many years ago, they started looking at the world of insect and realized that when most of people think that it's really dark and creepy, when you look at the insect from very close, they're actually very colorful. And also the insect, they all move in different ways, and circus is all about different movement. So that's how they decided to translate the insect world into the circus world, or circus world into the insect world. And they started creating different acts. For example, the acts we'll see now is the slack wire act. So it's someone walking on a slack wire, and in the show it's actually a spider walking on a silk. We have a big jumping act with crickets jumping on trampoline and tumbling, because they read that actual crickets in nature, they can jump 30 times their height, so they thought about a big jumping act. So that's how they created the different act of the show, and they build this whole like storyline in an insect world.
So what about kind of gathering the finance together to put something like this on? Did it start off with a small grant, say, from the Arts Council?
It started from a very small group of artists that could get actually a grant from the Quebec government to organize like a big show for an event that was happening at the time. And from that, they like had like kind of a bigger expertise, and then they kind of grew with that first event that happened. So yeah, it's been like an important part of the development of the company for sure, to have help, grant from the government.
So, I mean, obviously the show started off small and got bigger and bigger and has become a full industry as such now. Just talk us through a bit about that.
Yes, so Cirque du Soleil was created in 1984, and of course the shows that were created at the very beginning were not like the ones we have right now. Right now the company has 4,000 employees, and we have 19 different shows on the road. Actually, we have certain shows that are resident shows, are not moving, like the ones in Las Vegas that you've probably heard about. And we have touring shows in arena like this one, and we have touring shows in Big Top. In total, we have 1,300 artists working right now on stage for Cirque du Soleil.
So for people who are coming to see the show, just tell us a little bit about the show.
So the show is a pretty basic story about a foreigner, and he falls in love with the ladybug, and then from there it's just about differences and then acceptance and everything, and then you can see high acrobatic acts in between, and then yeah.
So what's your role in the show then?
I'm an aerial cradle flyer, so I get thrown by big guys and then we do flips and twisting and everything.
And how long have you been involved with this production?
Almost 3 years now, since the beginning of the arena show.
And before you joined here, what did you do before that?
The same thing, but on a different show of Cirque du Soleil. It was called Corteo, and then now I'm here.
So obviously with a show of this size, it must take a lot of rehearsal and a lot of practice time, yeah?
Yeah, we do about an hour every day, and then before that it's more like personal training if people want to like do conditioning and stuff, or like running. It's up to you, but we do at least an hour, and then after that we might have rehearsal on stage of like dancing parts or like spacing on stage.
Have you had any scary moments where something might have gone wrong on stage?
I mean, it's a live show, so you never know what's gonna happen, but no, so far we've been very lucky. Everything's been going pretty well.
So approximately how many people have actually seen this show worldwide?
Over 5 million people. Since 2009, over 5 million people have seen the show all around the globe. And every week, all the operations, it's a lot of work for everyone. So we have a wardrobe team, a production team, a catering team. We have a catering team feeding us, like 100 people in a different city every week. So there's a lot of work behind like a show like this.
What about the costume people? They must put a lot of hard work into it as well.
Yes, they do. Actually, it's too fast-paced for them to actually do the show from scratch here. So we have a team in Montreal at the head office where we have one of the biggest costume workshop in the world. They're there in Montreal creating the costume, and then when an artist come on tour, they send the costume with the artist, and then the team here takes over and do all the fittings, the maintenance, washing the costume.
So let's have some fun with numbers, and we'll take a quick look at some facts and figures about the show. Starting off with the number 100, that's how many people are in the cast and crew, and they come from 20 different countries around the world. Number 51, that's how many performers are in the show from 14 different countries around the world. Number 5, that's how many washing machines currently tour with this show around the world. The number 17, that's how many insects are represented in this show. The number 225, that's how many floor panels are used to make up the stage on this show. Now, the number 1000, that's how many pieces of costume are used during the OVO show. 15 is the number of hours it takes to set up the show in each venue. And finishing with the number 2, that's how many Olympians are in the current cast of OVO. So Nancy and Olga are actual real Olympians.